Hello, this is Bart with American Weathermakers, and today we're going to discuss things concerning your humidifier. Now in this case, we're in a kind of a tight spot, and this is an April air humidifier. This humidifier is what's called a bypass humidifier. And how you know if you have a bypass humidifier? It has a pipe going into the side, and what that's doing is this humidifier is mounted on the supply vent, which is pushing air into the house. This pipe connection is hooked up to the return vent. So it's getting supply air blowing through the humidifier and going into the return vent. So it's coming up through the humidifier into this pipe and then back in the furnace. So it's called a bypass because it's bypassing some of the air that would normally go into the house, and it's diverting it straight back into the return. So it's a little recirculation loop there. Things you want to know about the humidifier, making sure it's operating correctly. For the humidifier to work, it usually requires the furnace to be on, either in a heat mode or it has to have the fan. If the fan, sometimes it can be wired, so if the fan is on, the humidifier can run anytime the fan is on. Most of the times it requires heat to be on. So if you want to see if your humidifier is working, turn it to heat. Now, once the unit turns on, you're going to have to activate it by the control, which is a humidistat. And they all look maybe a little bit different. This humidistat is mounted on the return duct. You might have a control like this, or somewhat similar to this. It might be mounted by the thermostat. This one's on the return, so it's sensing the air coming back from the house. It's got a scale on here for setting, and it begins with off, and then 15%, 25%, 35, and 45. Typically, if a person was going to set their humidistat, they would normally set it like 35% if they're going to just set it and forget it. 35% seems to be the best number. If there's too much humidity in the house, you're going to get humidity developing on the windows, and it can potentially damage the windows. Your body wants 50% all the time, and the only reason you're setting this back lower is for the sake of the windows and the damage it can cause to the house. Otherwise, we would all love to have 50%. But the setting there is 35%. In this case, we marked it for summer, off, and then for winter, we got it at 35. It just makes things easier so a person doesn't have to remember